Hello and welcome everyone to the 7th of June meeting of the subgroup of the SIG contributor experience, the sub-project for communications. This meeting is under a code of conduct. We fall basically under the code of conduct of the CNCF. Long story short, be excellent to each other, be nice to each other, and behave well. We have the idea that everyone can basically quickly introduce themselves. I can start this time. Hi, I'm Mario. I'm a shadow for the sub-project lead, and I work for Kubernetes. I'm also involved in SIG KNS infra in the Kubernetes project. You're not obligated to. You don't have to do an introduction, but you can.
Hi, y'all. I'm Chris Short. I'm on vacation today, but I am the co-lead of this sub-project and a longtime Kubernetes contributor, as well as automation and YouTube and other things. Oh, my pronouns are he, him, if that wasn't obvious.
Hey folks, I'm Pritesh. I have been a YouTube admin for Kubernetes, and I usually stick around with SIG ContribEx. That's right.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us today, Pritish.
Hi everyone, my name is Princess and I am the doc sub-lead for the version 1.31 release. I also join these meetings occasionally because I'm interested in SIG ContribEx. Yeah, and my pronouns are she, her.
Hey everyone, my name is Arvind. I'm a student and a developer from India. I'm the shadow for the blogging lead and a recent part of the SIG ContribEx team, and my pronouns are he/him.
Hello, I'm Sandeep. I work with Northern LifeLock as a data engineer, and I have been coming to the meetings of ContribEx since probably 2 months or so, and loving it. Thank you.
And I'm Sylvester. How is everyone? Hope you're all doing good on this Friday. I'm just listening in. New here. I think this is my third or fourth meeting. I can't remember, but just listening in. Hey everyone.
Hello.
All right,
hey everyone.
then.
Chad Kroll. Sorry, Chad Kroll. Pronouns he, him. I'm a platform engineer at Sivo. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming today, Chad. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everyone. So, we have some new items on the agenda, and I guess, Chris, that because you asked for it, the YouTube admin topic is the first thing.
I mean, it wasn't my intention if you had something better, but I just put it in the notes first, I guess. The YouTube admin team is only 3 people: Pritish, myself, and Nigel, who was busy working on stuff yesterday. And obviously, we need more shadows and more people that can help. So Chad is here to discuss that. Sorry for not doing my due diligence, Chad, but I was supposed to send you like the guidelines and all the things you need to read to shadow us for a bit and then come on full-time kind of deal, if that makes sense.
No worries, you're on vacation, so it's totally understandable.
Chris,
yes.
your blog was super awesome. Very good blog.
Oh, thank you. The 10th birthday blog on Kubernetes. Is that what you're referring to?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was so it was really weird how that worked out, if you want the backstory on that. So it was me like a week or two ago, I asked, like, are we gonna do anything, as like a project? I know CNCF's doing a bunch of stuff, but did we want to put out a blog post, decorate the website, what? So a week goes by. So this must have been like a month ago, maybe, like May 6th-ish. So a month goes by or 3 weeks or so, and we're all sitting there like, yeah, we need to get busy on this. And then Monday morning we start working on it. And Tuesday, like, is kind of ready. But the problem then became who opens the PR, who hits approve, who does all the things, because there's only so many approvers for the blog, and they were all in like the doc as well. So they had to write everything. I had to review everything and then push it as a PR. And because we were doing like new embed stuff with pictures and everything, like there was like 20 extra commits after I opened the PR, which was just Markdown at first because I wasn't sure how we were going to do the images. But yeah, Federico figured it out. Caslin, Bob, myself, Federico. I think that's it. I'm not sure. Whoever was on the authors, but I also wanted to give a shout out to all the contributors. So when I was adding authors to the blog post, I was like, well, it makes sense to be like, every contributor around the world. Because they were all a part of that project, a part of the project, Kubernetes, through its 10 years. So yeah, it was really, really cool to be like, okay, here's some stats. I won't actually do much writing. I also had like doctor's appointments too, so there was like enough break for them to get a bunch of stuff done. And then the next morning I woke up early and started like just reviewing the whole doc. And then by afternoon, evening, it got PR'd and all the changes were applied, and Tim hit approve at like 1 a.m. So yeah, it got out the door. It required no real heroics, but it did require some extra attention. That's all. So yeah, when you ask a question, be ready to help. That's all I got to say. It wasn't like I could walk off there.
Also, the way you wrote about your mental health challenges was very good. It takes a lot of courage to write about it.
Yeah, thank you. I have no shortage of courage. I do the things I do have shortages of are like things I'm working on still. So like the more I travel, the more I see, especially here in the States, right? Like we went to San Diego for one of Max's school vacations. And it's for those that don't know, San Diego's a big military town. It's a huge naval installation. Lots of ships get built there and everything. So, and like dating back to World War II, it's old, it's legacy, it's all this stuff. But it was obvious that there were a lot of disabled veterans with mental health problems that were homeless. So I was explaining this to my family, and they had no idea. They didn't even think of it like that. And it's just like, just because I've traveled to San Diego more than once and have seen it myself and then had done the research, it was really interesting to see. So, like, if I can help one person by writing 1,000 words, 3,000 words, however many words I need to, that's a success in my book. So thank you for that. And apologies for distracting us from the meeting exactly.
No worries.
So yeah, so YouTube administration is pretty simple, right? Like you build trust with community, you're an org member, you routinely show up to meetings. The YouTube admins don't have a like stand aside meeting right now. That's why I asked Chad and Pratish here today. So Pratish, myself, Nigel will add Chad as a shadow and start working with him to teach him what's going on. Probably async Chad because Nigel's super busy, I'm super busy, Pratish is in India, and like he's up late on a Friday for us, so thank you, as well as everyone else that's here from India. So yeah, if you don't mind, Chad, like you can DM me anytime. We can chat anytime you want. We can get on a call to kind of teach you how it all works. But a lot of it is automated, which is awesome. So most of it gets automated through Zapier. And the unique thing about Zoom is every SIG has like a Zoom account, like their own separate Zoom account. So taking all those videos, because we publish all meetings because we're an open source project, taking all those videos from all those Zoom accounts, they then get dumped into Google Drive using Zapier, and then Zapier picks it up from Google Drive, relabels it, and then sends it to YouTube to the appropriate playlist is the next step, but we'll get there. And then after
Sounds
that,
good. I did talk to sorry, I did talk
ahead.
to Nigel in person yesterday because
Oh, awesome.
he and I live close together. So he was you know, as willing to offer his mentorship as well. So I do really
Wonderful.
appreciate that.
Oh, I'm glad you live close to Nigel, because no offense to Nigel, I feel like I'm sending ships in a bottle sometimes when I DM him, because it's normally like something broke and someone DM'd me and I'm just letting them know. So good. I'm glad Nigel's on board, and
Yep.
I didn't even need to bring him here. That's fantastic. Wonderful community, isn't it?
Love it.
Yeah. So, Chad, if you want to talk about, what you do or what you have done, feel free. But yeah, welcome. We don't typically meet as YouTube admins. We normally have basically when people need our help, there's a YouTube admins alias in Slack. We'll get you added to that, and you'll start getting tagged in things when YouTube admins gets mentioned in any of the various channels. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm a local CNCF community group organizer. I also organize the KCD here in Austin, and I manage a couple other YouTube accounts.
Sweet.
So I'm sure I'll
Any
pick
we
it up
know
pretty
by
quick.
chance? Just curious. YouTube accounts, any we might know?
I have this YouTube account called Cube Skills or Coop Skills, and that's the biggest one.
Cool.
And then Sivo's YouTube as well. So
and that's a busy YouTube last I checked. So yeah. Awesome. It's great to have you here. So happy you're along for the ride.
Yeah, thanks.
No problem. Like, you'll shadow us for maybe a month, and then you'll be off and running, kind of thing, right? Like, we'll get you added to the org somehow. We'll figure everything out if you're not already an org member, and then we'll just go from there. But yeah, I figure the more YouTube experts we bring on, the more we'll bring in. So yeah. Or maybe you'll shadow Chad, Pratish. That'd be cool. Yeah, we could figure it out. There's so much to YouTube nowadays. I feel like that it's kind of static to an extent, but it's also ever changing, which is so awkward sometimes. So yeah, it's good to have another expert around. So thank you.
Nice. Yep.
Cool. That's all I got. The next thing on the list is the reminder.
Yeah, basically, Ben brought this topic up, I think, in the SIG Info chat, if I'm correct. There's a link to the thread that Chris basically started. I mean, all of the communication already have gone out that people should not use kls.gcr.io. I had a chat with Ben in the SIGCADES info meeting on Wednesday again. We should basically just put out regular reminders, especially on the end user facing channels, because the internal ones are not that important, I would say, for this topic. We will not put up any timeline, because there is no official timeline when it will go away, but it will go away, and we are expecting the a rise of issues when it goes away. When kate.gcr.io goes away. So basically, just remind people. Maybe we can. Sorry, British.
No, please go on. I'll go after you.
Okay. So basically, the idea would be that we draft something that we can post in some kind of regular base on Kubernetes.io Twitter account, and maybe something some longer thing on the LinkedIn page. Anyone wants to do this? Otherwise, I would take this with me for next week.
I mean, I think I'll be involved in the review process or something for that. But yeah, I think we can probably do like a recurring kind of buffer post, maybe, I think.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, just regular. I mean, we could even like have Zapier send regular emails every month if we wanted to the dev list, right? Like there's a lot of options there.
The dev list is not that important. I really think because this mostly affects end users.
Right.
It's basically like get it out on Twitter and that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yes, like this is all about the Kubernetes registry, which migrated early last year, right? I think.
Yeah, it's March last year. So
everyone
everyone should already be out, and I think in Kubernetes itself, it was changed in 1.25.
Yes. So if anyone's even remotely close to up to date, they will have the correct registry as the default, hopefully. But yeah, basically that's getting torn down, the case.gcr.io infrastructure, finally, right? Like it might take a little time, but it's going away for sure now. You know, when the switch started, we didn't really know when case.gcr.io would go down. We all expected like at some point soon. Did not think it would take this long, but that's what happens sometimes.
Any questions to this before we get back to British question? 3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, British, I didn't ask. So go ahead.
No worries at all. So I just wanted to ask one thing. If we have a specific process of like taking requests from people in order to like, let's say, add a new video to an existing playlist or like create a new playlist and then add videos to it. So do we have like an approval process of like creating issue first in GitHub or somewhere and then that gets approved and then we do that because I think a couple of days ago Vyom reached out to me saying he needs to add some video into a existing playlist, and I just went ahead and did that without any approvals or something. So I wanted to clear.
That's a good question. I mean, we have the issue template in our contributor comms repo, but as far as like, oh, I need to add something to a playlist, I don't know if that's in the issue request template. I feel like most of the time people DM us on Slack for that or something.
Yeah.
And that's because there's so few of us. So yeah, it's a extended problem that we all need to work to fix, I feel like at this point. But as far as like actual like, hey, you have permissions, like that's all handled through the normal Google permission structure. So once you have admin rights, there's a trust there that you'll do the right thing or whatever needs to be done. But as far as we need a place, I mean, this might be something we want to actually create a meeting for to discuss And maybe get a Slack channel just for YouTube admins to get these requests if need be. So yeah, there's a lot of options here, I feel like, and thank you for bringing it up.
Got it.
The request template, is the request template in the community repository?
Yes, sorry, community repo, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same with like comms requests. Nobody uses the template.
Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's there, I think, more for our, use
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like big things, but most people just don't use that, which I guess, I mean, we can't necessarily make anybody use it either, but it'd be nice if they just did.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
mean, we can
yeah.
we can relate, or we can push people there if they make the request to just say like, hey, I don't have currently time, and more people would see it. But I think the problem is also, and the auto assignment of issues. So I need to work on the changes that you proposed to the comms to the comms issue. But we can basically test if the auto assignment is working. The one that we tested, that it's basically then highlighting comms, the comms group, and people are getting notified in GitHub. And do we have a YouTube admin group in Slack? I'm not sure.
There's there's that alias, so that's a group technically. It's just at YouTube-admins, so that's in there. But the question is tagging us in other people's channels the most effective thing, I guess, and we need to work on that further, I think.
I actually I guess a month ago I worked on this issue that John created, asking they want a playlist for device management, something. So
Okay, that's interesting. Like, you mean like the physical box management or something else, like IoT stuff? Not sure. It's
that
fine.
I'm not sure.
I was just curious. No big deal.
Device management.
Yeah, the working group was created basically out of an unconference session in Paris, where they are talking about device management, and also like I think it's also including support for GPU and stuff like this.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
This was the
Thank you.
working group that was created. Yeah, but basically they also then need to create, if a new working group comes up, they need a YouTube playlist and so on and so on. By the way, I don't know if everyone was aware of this discussion, because it was a while back and I'm still lagging a little bit behind. Videos do not get auto-published yet into playlists. So this is something manual that needs to be done. And we talked to steering and we talked to ContribEx and also to steering. And there was the decision that basically we auto-publish recordings of meetings in the future, because it was only one case in X amount of years where a video needed to be taken down before it was published. So this is basically still something open, and it's also in the list that we basically say that a video gets uploaded and then immediately put into the playlist and then published. So no longer no manual check in between.
So
because it's not worth the hassle.
Yes. Yeah, it's the automation gain is worth the temporary pain of having something up for a little while.
Yeah. And let's be honest, if something goes up and online, this also can happen in a manual process, and afterwards people see it, and then we take it down. So any other comments, remarks, questions to YouTube? If not, then any other new items that are left?
Not that I can think of.
Probably something will come up, but
I'm sure.
not this week. Not the birthday week. Oh yeah, I have a pull request open for the merge of the contributor summit for Salt Lake City. That was supposed to be merged yesterday, but everyone is out.
Yesterday was weird.
So because no one is there to review it, or I mean, it has already been reviewed. It just needs the final review after the changes, and then needs to be merged. So if anyone have those rights, please go ahead, go into the Summit staff channel and look at the pull request that I linked there, and put in comments or approve so that we can.
Let me see if I can do something there.
Because CNCF was already asking, like, wasn't this supposed to go online yesterday?
Right.
Yeah, but if you invite everyone,
right.
But I think you can't even merge it because it's stuck with Bob, because Bob needs to review it because he requested changes.
Oh, damn it! That's right.
Yeah. So basically, whenever Bob is back, he can approve it.
I mean, yeah, it'll get done.
Long story short, we will announce the official date and the registration for the Contributor Summit for Salt Lake City, and added some clarification on our standing with the law of that is affecting us in Utah.
Yes.
Which is basically, we take the statements of the Linux Foundation and of the CNCF.
Yeah, don't try and play games with that one. Just copy pasta.
Yeah.
We all know, we all have feelings on the matter. We all know that it's a problem. I think I even had to go over the issue in a recent meeting too, like explaining to everybody what was going on, because obviously no one from like outside of the US probably even knows, unless they're, paying attention.
I'm only aware because of organizing the Contributor Summit.
Right. Like, yeah, no, that's a delicate issue. If there's, this is just me saying anything that I would normally say. If an issue arises, feel free to pull me in. Sounds like I might need to help Caslin with comms too, so.
Yeah, but we changed things in comms. So there's already the template that was drafted, and we basically now refer to the website. So communications will go out after the website is online, so that we basically can directly refer to the Summit website and say, like, we know about the issue. This is why we still do it. This is all you can find, all information you can find on the contributor events website. And yeah, Josh went over the document, so we got already some input. But you can feel free to also read over it and put in some comments. But I talked to Caslin and we agreed that we set out communication next week, because
this week's flooded. I feel like, we can't put out any more comms this week.
All right, then the last point, then updates and big wins. We already shortly discussed it. The 10th birthday blog post went out on time yesterday, which is nice. There was also the big party in the Bay Area.
Anybody watch that out of curiosity?
too late.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was just we were out, right? Or no, it was too late because it was like 6
Yeah.
Pacific or something like that. Yeah.
And for me, I was at the party in Munich, which was nice.
And there's parties all across the globe happening for the next couple weeks too. So if you're listening to this or in this meeting and you're curious, go to the Kubernetes 10th birthday site and see what might be brewing near you.
Yeah, it's cncf.io/kubertennis.
Yes. Hilarious, but yes.
Yeah, we had an event down us for Carlos Santos.
Oh,
came
yeah.
down,
Yeah.
gave a talk, in Raleigh.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he did a talk on YouTube, right, with Caslin, which was really nice. Actually, it was a pretty good talk. If anybody's seen that, about new contributors.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, it was
I
really
should
good.
put that out. Okay. Awesome.
Thanks, British, for sticking around so long.
Yeah, sorry. I probably should have just said we're good. Y'all can depart and do what you want to do. My bad. Thank you, Pratish.
Any comment to the 10th birthday blog post? If not, I would rather quickly jump to the board because then I.
And sorry, these blog posts, they're on the Kubernetes dev blog, the community blog site, right?
The big 10th birthday one is on Kubernetes IO.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just a friendly reminder, Kubernetes IO is more end user and public facing. Kubernetes.dev is for those who are contributing or want to contribute.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So end user and then like end project essentially. And I need to diagram all that out so it's just obvious.
Yeah, documentation.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me share our lovely board. It's getting bigger and bigger. That's the only thing that is
it's
unnerving.
Yeah. Slightly unnerving, yes.
So to give a quick update, Federico posted something in the comms channel before the meeting. He needs now to reopen PRs because of the 10th anniversary blog post that basically jeopardized his fork a little bit. So he basically needs to recreate a lot of things. For example, the SIG Node Spotlight interview, which is now gone. So he net.
God.
It's still there, right? It's
Right.
still in the drafted PR, but he now needs to create a separate PR.
Sorry,
so shall we go over the ready in progress? So the SIG architecture spotlight article is, but I don't think anyone. So Federico is not here, so then we can move on. This is all Federico. What is help wanted? Sunny Pan is also not here. Automation to Zapier. This is still with me. Yeah, this is what we shortly talked about. I still need to test basically the Zapier, the last step that I included in Zapier, that it's auto publishing and adding things to a playlist. I just was traveling. I looked at my calendar and I was actually, this is the first week that I worked fully since beginning of April.
Wow.
Otherwise I was traveling. So
oh wow, man.
I need to come back to this.
Yeah, no, we all need to come back to this, but yeah, it's
the add all use cases for Zapier automation.
That's on me. I need to assign that to me. I got it.
Ah, yeah, you're faster than me.
Sorry. Sale. Not that either.
Yeah, basically there are some parts that we also want to add to all the different use cases, and I think there's also we want to add some documentation to all of this so that we can retrace the steps in the future.
Yeah.
Close this card.
All right.
Then
So
go ahead.
no, I'm just saying the issues opened again, and I'm assigned to it, so I'll get notifications.
The sensitive communications process, it was shared with me. I had a first look into it. I have some additions to this. I just need to put them into the document. So this basically also lies with me
For now.
for now. Guidelines for sensitive end users impacting comms.
Gosh. So it feels like everybody wants this to happen, but nobody had time for it yet. Still, and this, this is me all of a sudden not having a job, then changing to a new job. I was driving this. I feel like Federico would be a better driver, or literally anybody at this point, just because, so historically, before there was nothing, now people realize we need something to get these sensitive communications about anything, right? Downtime, outages, whatever. Code of conduct changes, the whole 9 yards, right? Like anything super important that the entire community needs to see or hear about. Like, and if it's sensitive in nature in the terms of if we fumble this, like say Docker shim removal, this is going to be a pain. So, yeah, kind of the backstory there.
Yeah, I think we can talk about this next week if someone goes in there. The Kubernetes block, we can move from in progress to done.
Finito.
Then Kubernetes social media is also done. There were a couple of posts, so this is great.
Caslin did a great
By the
job.
way, I do
Socials.
have updates on the SIG scheduling spotlight blog.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
It's
So it's still under article. I forwarded it to the interviewee, and he's currently on vacation. But before going on one, he pinged me that he answered all of the questions. So I think I'll take a look at the doc once and see if there are any errors or something. And I think the next step would be making a markdown out of it. I have to chat with Frederico about that, but he's currently not here. So I think I'll ping him once and figure out what the next step is. So essentially the update is the questions are answered. I'll take a look once and then make a markdown and then a PR.
all right, then let me put this in there. Questions are answered. Yeah. Great. Thanks for the update.
Thanks.
It don't have an assignee. Is this your your GitHub handle, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think Caslin mentioned that since I'm not a org member yet, I think I cannot be assigned or something.
I think we can change this.
Should.
Where's the where are the spotlight things? Contributor side. It's contributor side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then we convert it to an issue in the contributor side. And then we can basically say assign. Thanks, GitHub. And this should work. Come on, Prowbot. Ah, okay.
Okay.
I see. And people who have commented on this issue. So you need, if you comment, I can assign you.
Yes.
I think you meant hi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks, thanks,
yeah.
Prowbot.
You could maybe even just sign yourself as a comment.
I think yes. I think you can just basically say assign and then yourself, and then it's assigning you. Or assign an empty. Assign an empty, then it should assign you.
Yes. Just slash assign, comment, you're good.
All right.
I'll do that.
Great. I don't see any other spotlight post that I missed that is assigned to someone.
So the SIG API machinery was basically assigned to me for the conversion to Markdown phase, and Federico also raised a PR for it, but it was work in progress. And he said that he'll basically update the PR as he goes along and then remove the WIP label, and then he'll start taking reviews. So I think that's the update for that.
Okay, great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great work.
He moved it also to ready for review last week. Yeah, then I leave it with Federico. All right. I think a task that we are missing here, and this is something where we were working on, is the guidelines for usage of Kubernetes IO Twitter. And to be honest, I think we are pretty far there.
Oh, really?
I would.
Okay.
Yeah, I added a bunch of topics in there to review.
Cool.
So you can basically can double check this.
Yeah.
Sandeep, you have your hand up. Sorry.
Yes. I just wanted to say something about the 489. Yeah, the SIG ETC Spotlight article.
Yes.
So I think Federico had come up with a list of questions, and he asked me to review. And if I wanted to add something, so I've added like a couple of questions. But then I'm waiting to hear back from him. Yeah, so I think I don't think the questions have been sent actually, or maybe Federico sent and I am not aware. But we have reviewed the questions.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Then just ping Federico to clarify.
Yes, sure.
All right. Do I miss anything that is in progress?
Doesn't look like it.
No. All right. Anything? I mean, the to-dos are, most of the spotlights are already assigned. Yeah, this is still open. So there's still the SIG Infra spotlight that is up for the taking if anyone wants it.
That's going to be a fun blog to write. Because keep in mind, they control everything from DNS to all the machinery that makes labeling happen to actually shipping releases and stuff. So there's a wide range of topics that can be covered there.
Yeah. And I gave a talk yesterday about it, and people
Even
loved
better.
it.
Awesome.
People loved it, and 3 people came after the talk to me to learn how to contribute to Kubernetes.
That's fantastic.
Did you record it? Did you record it?
No,
Anywhere?
it was on a meetup on the birthday party, and it was only a small meetup. But maybe
Cool,
I will.
though. You got a good
will-
talk. Like, did you submit it to KubeCon?
No, because
Probably too
I
late.
don't. Probably too late, and I don't want because this should fall under the SIG leads, you know, the SIG update for Kate's infra. But I think the problem is people don't care about SIG infra when it's a SIG update, and it
Maybe.
would attract more people if it's a talk, right?
That's an effective test there, then.
Yeah.
So you would say this one case success, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
But I will submit a similar talk to, or that at least strafes the topic a bit for a KubeCon proposal for Salt Lake City. So I just need to finish it until Sunday. Because
by the way, June
CFP
9th is when the CFP for KubeCon NA closes. So
yes,
if you wanted to make it more convenient for you to travel, you could do London. You know, you could always just hold it back. I will say CNCF sometimes extends the deadline, but don't count on that, right?
no, I especially after Paris, where they had like 2,500 submissions, I wouldn't count off any.
No, I would think that,
extension.
yeah, the submission count's probably pretty high and artificially inflated due to Gen AI.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are ways for you to get involved in reviewing those CFPs that come in. I guess the Summit channel would be the best place to ask that. I'm not sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm fine. Any other issue that anyone wants to talk about? Because if not, I would basically call it a day, and we can finish early for the first time in forever.
That would be wonderful. It's amazing what happens when I have to pay attention and I'm not allowed to do work during the meeting. We get done faster. And Mario, you're driving with your efficient, shutting me up, and it's great.
I'm sorry, I'm German.
Yeah, no, I know. This is excellent. Like the fact you were like, no, I'm doing this. I'm sweet.
All right, then have a nice weekend, everyone. Go to Kubernetes birthday parties if they are still around you, or eat some cake, because cake is always good. And we see each other next week. Goodbye, YouTube.
Bye.
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 Bye.